So guys, we just got episode 25 of Beyblade Burst Sparking, which kind of marks the midpoint of the season, and we had a pretty awesome battle along with some amazing animation, and I wasn't originally going to talk about it, but I really just have to, so let's get right into it. So before we actually talk about the episode, if we could hit 500 likes on this video, that would be amazing. If you're not subscribed, subscribe down below, join the Nook Nation. But now let's talk about the episode. So if you guys don't remember, right now we're in kind of a tag team battle arc, and we've had a couple of those battles going on already. But now in this episode, we see some of the upcoming battles that we're going to have. In this video, or in this episode, we have Lui and Drum taking on Hikaru and Rantaro, and Rantaro's pretty close to being eliminated, so it's kind of a major battle. And in the upcoming matchups, we have Lean and Iga versus Cisco and Drum, and then we have Free and Lui versus Vault and Hyuga. This one is actually, I think, the most exciting one because Free Lui is a pretty cool team up. Seeing Vault battle is always awesome, and then getting Hyuga in there is also pretty interesting. So moving on, we have a little bit of a build up to the battle. We have Drum and Lui kind of training together, sort of, which is pretty interesting. It's pretty funny to see these characters interact because we didn't see it in GT, so seeing it in Sparking is pretty cool. And then we see Hikaru and Rantaro kind of training a little bit. But I think Hikaru's kind of going overboard. He's making these drawings on a whiteboard that's kind of excessive, and Rantaro doesn't really work like that. And then, guys, we move on to the battle itself. It gets started, the very beginning of the battles, you know, it's pretty uneventful. You have Dragon and Longinus coming in for an attack, but Ragnarok and Helios move out of the way, so they kind of collide with themselves. But Lui is actually using the contact between Dragon and Longinus to kind of activate the Tempest Dragon effect, like its own mode, which gives it some extra attack power. And after this, guys, it really is not looking too good. But then Rantaro is like, yo, Hikaru, yo, suck it up, let's go. And they go full throttle. They activate some special moves. They kind of go into one of the side pockets that we've seen before, generate some speed, and they launch a pretty big attack on Dragon. We get some pretty cool animation here as well, because you see Rantaro's special move, Hikaru's special move, and then you have Drum coming out with his like dragon like horn things, and overall it's a really cool looking scene. It doesn't really end up too well for Rantaro though. He does burst, sadly, and Hikaru's kind of left on his own. And it looks like Helios is about to take a pretty major hit from Longinus, but it is not over yet. Hikaru kind of goes full throttle, and here we see one of the best animated moments from the entire season. We have seen Hyuga have his own pretty crazy animation where his hair kind of resembles Aiga's, and you have the fire. We've seen that before, but we haven't seen that from Hikaru yet. But here we finally see it. His little mohawk goes full blue flame mode, and it really does look amazing. And then Lui does his raging upper. The two bays collide in the stadium. It looks like it's going to be pretty even. Pretty cool matchup. But at the end of the day, sadly, Helios does burst. Obviously, Lui, Drum are happy about this. But Hikaru, he's sad, he's crying, mainly because he lost, but also something that's really sad is now Rantaro has been knocked out of the entire competition. He's kind of isolated, and then his name just drops to the bottom and then is grayed out. So that means he is gone, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be followed by Cisco next episode, but we'll just have to see. Pretty sad moments overall, but that pretty much wraps up this episode. In the next episode, we're going to have the Lean and Iga versus Drum and Cisco tag team battle, and that one's going to be pretty interesting as well, although it kind of seems like we know what's going to happen. I feel like Lean and Iga are probably going to win it, but they might throw a curveball. They might have a special move going on. I mean, who knows? If you haven't seen this episode yourself, I would definitely recommend watching it. Some of the animation, just besides, you know, the special moves, which are obviously really cool, pretty much the entire episode seemed like it had a higher animation budget overall, and it was just a little bit more unique. I don't really know how to describe it, but with some angles and some kind of camera tricks, it really was pretty good overall. So the main thing to take away from this episode, I think, is Hikaru's power-up. Like I said before, we have seen it from Hyuga, but we have not seen it from Hikaru yet. So I think it's pretty interesting. And although he did lose, at the end of the day, I mean, he went up against Lui, one of the most powerful bladers, and he hasn't really had any time to use. I mean, it's the first time he's done his whole power-up thing. So it's definitely not going to be the last time. And he's probably just going to get even stronger and stronger. So yes, he did lose, but I think it's pretty interesting for the future of the show. I'm also really interested to see now a full power matchup between Hikaru and Hyuga, using their special moves, their power-ups and everything. I really would want to see who would win at this point, but I don't know if we're actually going to see that anytime soon. And I just gotta say it, of course, here goes another episode where we do not see Spriggan, we do not see Shu. I don't really want to get into the specifics of it right now, but there are kind of spoilers-ish on the WBO, which kind of reveal the titles and some of the descriptions for upcoming episodes, all the way up until episode 29, which is in early October. And it seems like we still won't see Shu even up until episode 29, which is 4 episodes from now, like a month from now. So hopefully we'll see Shu. I guess it's going to be like mid-October. It's pretty crazy. I mean, the new Spriggan's going to be coming out in about a week or a little over a week. And it's wild to me that we just haven't seen it yet. But I know I've said this for like weeks at this point now. But that is going to wrap up this video, guys. If you liked it, of course, hit that like button down below. And if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have fun and bay away.